Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me. In an earlier sublimation video, I asked what you wanted to see me sublimate. And overwhelmingly, the most requested thing was the men's boxers. These boxers are from Heat Transfer Warehouse, and today, that's what we're going to be sublimating. I think we're just going to sublimate the front of them for the video, but the process will be exactly the same. You'll just flip them over and do the other side. So for today's video, I'm going to be using my SG-1000, which allows me to print 13 by 19. It's got a very large footprint to print, and I'm going to need that coverage for these boxers. So the SG-1000, as it comes, prints up to 11 by 17. However, with the added bypass tray, which is a separate purchase, it allows you to print up to that 13 by 19 tabloid size. So that is really, really awesome. That's one of the things I bought the SG-1000 for, so that for these larger projects, I could do it without having to piece it together. However, if you only have an 8.5 by 11 or 8.5 by 14 sublimation printer, you're just going to have to print it in panels and do it that way. So either way, I just thought it would be easiest for the video to go ahead and use the large format print. So I've already prepared my design. I actually prepared mine in Photoshop. I just created a 13 by 19 canvas, created my image, and then I just drag and drop it into the Sawgrass Smart folder. And there it takes care of all of the profiles and all the things that it needs to do to give me the best sublimation print. This is one of the reasons I love Sawgrass printers. Their software takes care of all the guesswork, so I don't have to do anything. I just tell it, printing on polyester, and it does everything else for me. So we're going to wait for that to print, and while that's waiting, we're going to go ahead and prepare the boxers. So as always, the first thing we want to do is lint roll. Very important. These have been sitting in a drawer of mine that has blanks in it, so I want to make sure that it doesn't have any lint on it, anything that's going to interfere with my project. You guys are very familiar with this. We do this on most every project. We either wipe it off or lint roll it. So I'm just making sure there's no dog hair, anything on there. All right, so we want to get these as flat as possible. You might want to pre-press them. If you pre-press them, let them cool down before you begin the sublimation process. So I've got my print here from the SG-1000, and you can see I did a funny picture. This is my son's dogs, so I thought I would just do that. I thought they'd get a kick out of it. So I am going to try to place these on here. You can sublimate this nylon band if you want. I'm not going to, just for the sake of the fact that I don't have that much room. So let's see. How do I want to do this? I think I'm going to go this direction. So I might not get this very tip. My design actually ends right there. So I'll probably fill that in as I go on, but I think that looks pretty good. So it's very, very important that this doesn't move. So this time I'm going to use some spray adhesive. So I'm going to use this 505 temporary spray adhesive. This is for fabric, and I'm just going to fold this back. And again, we want to make sure that we don't get any wrinkles in there. And I'm just spraying the paper, and I'm going to put this back. And this is going to take the place of our tape. All right. So we're going to make sure everything is nice and smooth. See, I've got some wrinkles in there. Again, this is a temporary adhesive, so it does give you the option to re-lift it. You just want to make sure that everything is smooth under there. I'm going to fold this side back. I'm going to do the same thing. The light spray. And this is going to make sure that it doesn't move. I think I'm also going to add some tape just because I'm going to have to do this in 2 presses because this is bigger than my press. I'm going to be using my 15 by 15 press, and this is a little bit wider, so I'm going to have to move it. So I want to make sure that when I move it, it doesn't slip out of place. So I'm going to grab some tape, and I'm going to tape this down. Let's see, let's go this way. don't want to cause any ghosting. Should it move? That adhesive, spray adhesive, should take care of it, but I'm just giving it a little extra insurance that we're not going to have any issues with things moving. I'm going to flip this over, double checking the top. Oops. So I think we're taped down pretty well. We don't have to worry too much about it moving. But again, I'm just making sure that there aren't any wrinkles in there on that flat side. So now we're ready to take it over to the press. So I have covered my heat press with some butcher paper, but I've also got a little heat press pad. Since this is a garment and it's got some seams in it, I want to make sure that I get a really nice press on it. So I'm going to press it on this little heat pad. So I'm going to put this down first. And then I'm going to cover the entire bottom with a couple pieces of butcher paper. And now I'm going to take my little sandwich and I'm going to put it so that the paper side is up very carefully. Again, we're making sure that we're not getting any wrinkles under there. Place it on top of that pillow, and I can only get about half of it. That's okay. I've got the press set for 40 seconds at, I've got it at 389. They recommend 390 to 400, so I'm going to do 389 for 40 seconds. So, oops, almost forgot. Cover it with butcher paper. You don't want any of that ink to come through. We're going to cover that with butcher paper. 389, 40 seconds. Once that's done, we're just going to lift it up, shift it over, and do the other half. So hopefully we won't have any ghosting. It's very important that the image doesn't move in between when you shift it. You want to make sure that nothing moves because that ink turns into a gas and it's still hot. So if you move it and it moves just the slightest and then it gets pressed up there again, it's going to cause a ghosted image. That's why they call it ghosting. So we've got about 2 seconds. There we go. So again, we're going to lift this up, remove our butcher paper, and I am going to very, very carefully shift this over on top of my mat so that I've got everything covered. All right, we're going to cover it back up with butcher paper. Let's see what happens. This is my first time doing these boxers, so I'm as anxious to see them as all of you were when you saw the blanks that were available. They also have the sports bra and the women's matching bottoms, so you could make a really cute like Valentine's set or, you know, do them for Mother's Day, Father's Day, sports teams, all kinds of things. I just think it's a fun little sublimation gift that you might not think about doing. So we've got about 15 seconds left. So again, this is the 505 adhesive spray. I like this one. There are several different adhesive sprays you can use for garments, but I like that one a lot. All right, let's see what we got. So we're going to remove that and quickly remove our, oh my gosh. So here is the image afterwards. So you can see there's still some ink on there. You could repress this again, but you're going to get a vintage look. I might actually just use this for the back side. But oh my goodness, you guys. How stinking cute is that? So that's the front side. Whoops. Let me get the tape off. These are still really hot. But this just cracks me up. I think these are so funny. So really cute. Again, so I didn't go clear edge to edge. I guess that side is. This side didn't. So when I repress it, I can make sure and fill that in if I want. But isn't that a fun gift idea? So again, you could put something funny on here or a lot more risque. I like to keep this channel pretty family friendly. So, but there's so many ideas that you could do for men's boxers. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think this is such a fun gift idea. Really cute, really unique. I can think of, surprising a lot of people with some really funny gifts. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to click that bell so that you're notified every time there's a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and like I said, you can pick these up at Heat Transfer Warehouse. See ya. Bye-bye.